Let's start transforming this untamed wilderness into our own cozy little homestead in episode 3 of Modded to the Magical Max here in Vintage Story. Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Shino, and we are back in Modded to the Magical Max, episode 3. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Last episode, we made our way from way up north down here to about 11,500 blocks south to, we're still in the northern hemisphere. Caught myself saying that. I said we're going to go to 26 degrees south. No, I meant 26 degrees north. But anyways, we are here. We have found our location, and I have been exploring around this area, and the more I do, the more I love it. You gotta admit, for as far as for a magical series goes, you can't ask for a better setting than this. I mean, holy cow, this is gorgeous. So I have been between episodes working on a few things. Did a little bit of hunting. So I built me a little cellar down there and cooked up some food and stuck it in there. So all my food is currently down there except for, what I got here in my inventory. And then I went around and gathered up as much flint and sticks as we could because we're going to be doing a lot of terraforming in this episode and kind of getting the groundwork laid for where we're going to be at. And then just went ahead and collected some of the normal typical resources that you're going to do in the beginning of the series anyway. So got me some cattails together, some grass, dirt and sticks and all that kind of stuff. So I mentioned that when I came back, I'd be telling you where we were in the world as far as the latitude and longitude. For those of you who are playing along with me, using the same map that I'm using, we are at, this trader is at negative 1292 and 11555 is where this trader's at. So it is 6:30 at night. We're going to pop in here. Rift activity is calm, so it'd probably be okay to work through. But we need to talk about a few things anyway, so we'll do that here in the comfort, get out of my way, of our little residency here. I am using his area here just for putting a few things in that I don't need currently at this moment. You don't mind, do you? Sasha, please. Personal space, gosh. So what are we going to be doing in this episode? Well, today we're going to be working towards creating a full-on home location to work out of during the series. But before we can get that done, we need to establish our first little primitive camp. This is where we can be protected from things that go bump in the night. We're going to start this off by creating kind of a secure perimeter around our site, and then we'll start working on getting a roof over our heads. Okay, new day dawns. Good morning, Mr. Sun. Let's get started on this. You'll see I did lay out several pieces of flint already and got the foundations going. And a lot of times when I'm working on something, if I've got something else going like food or whatever, and I got a little time to spare, then I'll sit here and I'll knock these back just to get them just ready to start. So a little trick, I don't know what you want to call it, but a hint, something that is kind of helpful that has always helped me in the past. See, I can just get it to that spot right there. Now, whenever I need a new shovel, I can come in here and just 2 clicks, boom, boom, and I'm ready to go. First things first, we need to create a place that we can retreat into and defend from if things go bad. I'm going to start with just my standard FOB shelter, but then we can close it off more than we normally would because we're going to be here much, much longer. Hopefully. I'm going to go ahead and start off by making this an 8x8 inside. We're going to use a little more space than what we normally will have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give us a little more space here. That's going to give us a little bit of a start here. I'm going to come around over onto this side. We're going to put in our, we'll put it right there. All right, let me get some more dirt gathered up. We just about got this little FOB set up. Go ahead and fill off the roof. So I specifically chose that area right there for this first room because it's going to continue on. The idea I kind of have for this is I'm going to start small with that little 8x8 area. And that'll be, you know, that'll be like one of the first rooms, like the kitchen of the future house will be, you know, that room right there. And then we'll just expand from there and add on more as we kind of create this. But for the first thing I want to do is, you know, Sasha's cool. I don't mind sleeping with Sasha over there and sharing his bed, but his feet are getting to stink. I don't think I've been here for a couple of days and I've never seen that guy get into the water and take a bath once. So that's kind of gross. Yuck. So I want to get over here where I at least don't have to smell Sasha anymore. Excuse me, Sasha. What do I have room? I got room for all of this. I do. Cool. I'll take all this from you, Sasha. Thank you for your hospitality. It's been greatly appreciated, but no longer needed. We have our first little FOB protected shelter. I mentioned this before. Put the ladder 2 up so that way nothing, you know, bears can get up here. You know, I'm not protected if a bear were to show up and a bear wanted to come get me. You know, a bear could definitely get up on top of here, but a bear can't get into this little hole right here. So that's why I say I am protected inside here. Let's put our torch down right there. Let's start emptying out our bags. And we probably should clean the floors a little bit. Get some of this grass out of here, which will then turn into something else useful. And just to make sure that nothing can crawl down on top of us, we're going to go ahead and, so I've got that block right there. I can drop that off just like that. And now we are completely protected inside here. And we can work and not have to worry about what's going on. Now you will see the grass is moving, and that's usually a pretty good indication that you are not in something that's classified as a room. Now I don't think it's debug. I think it's just it's debug, but I think it's just room high. No? Oh, it's rooms. Rooms, debug rooms. See, it's listed right there. Hi. Boom. Oh, it is counting as a room. So if it was not counting as a room, it would be red in here. Also forgot up in the upper left-hand corner on the HUD, simple HUD that I'm using, it tells you up there, you can see the little house icon. So that says, yep, this classifies as a room. Cool. Okay. And then to unhide this, we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to say unhide. There we go. It's cleared out of there. That's a good way to test to see if the area you're in is a room or not. Completely forgot about that it was up there in the HUD tip also. All right, let me finish getting this cleared out and get a bed together. You can see from the messages earlier. Not showing it. Anyways, I think we got I think this is the last day before the temporal storm. So I think temporal storm is on the horizon. So we're gonna get a bed ready so we can sleep through that storm. All right, I'll be back. Okay, it is almost the next morning, and Horsetail Poultice, is it that way? Give me about that. So so easy enough for you to say. Horsetail Poultice is a bandage. It's a way of kind of healing yourself whenever you take a little bit of damage. So I'm going to go ahead and make me some of those. So that way we are prepped and ready. And I'm going to go ahead and convert this dry grass over. Here we go. And I should be able to store that. Made another basket. So we now have 2 reed baskets in here. We got our fire pit going. Really what I would like to have, can I make the tool racks? I think I can. I don't think you need. There they are, tool rack. Yeah, let's make some of those. 2, please. Very good. Yeah, put those up over here. I like using these. I want to keep my inventory as clean as I possibly can while I'm out doing stuff for 2 reasons. One, if I die, I don't want to have to like recover everything that I had in my inventory. So that's the primary reason. So I'm going to try to limit what I carry with me. Just to make sure that I don't lose anything really, really important. Like sticks. Sticks are kind of important to me. So I don't want to lose those right now. I'm going to keep that meat with me, but I'm going to throw the packed dirt and we'll throw the dry grass in there because we'll be gathering up a bunch of other stuff here pretty quick. So let's talk about what we're going to do next. I want to protect a perimeter around this area to give me a chance to work without having to constantly scan the area for threats. The problem, of course, is that we're still in the Stone Age with only knowledge of stone tools, so our building options are rather limited. Because of that, we're going to dig a trench around our perimeter and then put that dirt up on top of the edge to create a higher wall, just like I did with my FOB structures traveling out here. These defensive fortifications were all the rage during the real Stone Age, and many examples of hilltop forts have been excavated and studied by archaeologists, and well, if it's good enough back then to keep us alive, it should work for us today. I started to dig and I thought, oh wait, no, we need to go a little bit farther this way. Just about like that. All right, there. Now we can start digging across this way. Now, if you get to an area, if you're doing one of these trenches, almost like a moat and bailey, but if you get to an area where it's only one high on one side, you don't have to worry about that. The idea is we're creating the perimeter wall on that side. So we just want to fill these areas in here to make it a little bit higher on that side. So anything that gets into this trench has 2 blocks they have to get over. And there's our notice about our light temporal storm. Cool. I think we'll be in a pretty good position by the time it arrives. So our trench is coming along pretty good. Luckily, this side, we don't have to go down as low. And I'll explain why as we get around here. Because even though it does look, like it's going to be low right here, it's really... once we add on to it, it'll be just fine. Our inventory is starting to get a little full, so let's go ahead and start laying down what's going to be our perimeter wall. And this is why I'm saying it's not going to be that big if we don't have, if we've only got one high on this side. So we're going to lay down another layer as we go around because we want this to be at least, we want them to have to go over at least 4 blocks. But we're going to be doing this just, as we kind of go along. But this area in particular, because it's a little closer, I want to make sure that that's a little higher closed up. So if we got through here before the temporal storm arrives and we just got the one layer on, I think we would still be okay going into the storm, because we're going to sleep through the storm anyways. But I would like to go ahead and get the perimeter wall all put in. So now you can begin to see how formidable of a protective barrier this is actually going to end up being. This is going to be very different. No drifters are going to be able to get in here. No wolves will be able to get in. And bears will be limited, hopefully, from being able to get in if we run into any. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue putting out this dirt I've got to fill this in, and especially in the areas where we don't have the trench dug out yet, let's go ahead and make sure that these areas are all nice and tall. All right, I'm hoping we fix this. Okay, well, that did not work out very well for me. So I ended up having a lot of internet problems. Yeah, death by lag. That's what I'm going to blame it on. No, seriously. I was recording and we were within just about 5 minutes of the temporal storm starting. And so I was here ready to click on the bed. And I was talking about how, you could sleep through storms. And then I got a message in the upper corner of the screen that said server overloaded or crashed. And I was like, well, that's weird. And it bumped me off. And then I wasn't able to get back in. And I've been trying for probably close to about an hour to get reconnected to the game. And it was weird because it had quite a few network configuration problems that were off on it. I don't know what had happened, but my default gateway wasn't set anymore. Which that caused a problem. It wouldn't let me connect. Hello, Rifty. Do we have any? Yes, we have rift blooms. We'll get some rift blooms. So yeah, I had to go back and reboot everything. Yeah, any plants or flowers that are near rifts will turn into these rift blooms. And that's where you get a lot of the stuff we're going to need for Rustbound Magic. Get those. And stones will turn into, will also convert over. Get on the other side of that, shall we? Whoa. Anyway, so when I finally got logged back in, another one? When I finally got logged back in, of course I was dead. And so I had to spawn back at the main area. No big deal. I mean, I did, but what I did do is I went ahead and put me into creative mode and teleported myself down here. And got my, got back inside a little hut and all good. Got my stuff back. This trench alone will help capture and hold creatures that wander into it by accident, but what if we wanted to intentionally capture an animal? To do that, we need to build and design some traps around our location. All right, for getting our traps, let's first start off and get ourselves a hoe. So we don't have the ability right now to really put in like a really, really good garden just yet because we don't have the way of moving water. So what we're going to do is we're going to create what most people will just call just a rabbit trap. And the way we're going to do this, we're going to dig ourselves out an area here. And of course, I think we all know this, that rabbits are attracted to planted plants, right? They're the crops that we put in the ground. Everything except for, I think it's onions and pumpkins are the two that they won't go after. Something you may not know, or maybe you do, is that raccoons are also attracted to your berry bushes. So if we set up an area like this, and on one side of it, we plant Okay, I had to temporarily remove Cancraft from the mod pack. It's not that it's broke, but I was having some configuration issues, so I'm going to have to work on configuring that between episodes. So for right now, if you're playing, you have any problems planting plants, the normal, till the soil and then put the seed down on it. If it's not doing that, then it may be the same conflict issue. So I get rid of that 1 second. So that was the selector sticks. I thought maybe it was the selector sticks that I needed, and anyways, got rid of them. Back in there. When you're playing with a modded pack, it does help to make sure you keep your the ability to go in and out of creative mode just for such things like that. So you can get rid of, something that may be causing some conflicts and get rid of it so it doesn't crash your game. All right. But anyways, back to what we're talking about. So this is a simple rabbit trap right here. And I'm going to put some cranberry bushes on there. And so now that will also attract the raccoons in the area over there. So we'll leave this, let it go for a while. We'll come back the next day and hopefully we'll have some critters in there for being able to track, be able to dispatch to get the meat. So again, this will attract rabbits, and raccoons will be attracted to this little trap area right here. And I'm going to go ahead. Also, we want this just to be a one wide around it. I was thinking about making it a 4x4, but much time as it took me to get to this point, it's getting kind of late in the day, so I'm going to just drop that off like that. What else can we do here? Looking for some additional food. I haven't seen a lot of fish. There's one. I thought about making a weird trap. And a weird trap, will move the fish into a particular area and make it easier to collect them that way. I haven't seen a lot of fish here, so that may not be a good idea for this area. See if we get one more. Perfect. I'm going to remove the rip. Delete that. We know we died. So I've got we're in here for the night. I do have, we've got we got the trap set up out there. We did get us a little bit of fish for the night. And fish is, if you cook it, it gets you 200 saturation. If you cure it, it's 150. If you don't do anything, you eat it like sushi, it is 220 saturation. So it is good. I think in this instance, I usually just eat the fish that way. It doesn't last as long, and that's something that you got to be careful of. Because it's going to go bad here really quick. Okay, let's sleep through this night. Or actually, no, let's do a little pottery, shall we? So we know that we're going to need, here in the beginning, we're going to need some bowls. So I'm going to go ahead and make a 4-pack of bowls. And you can use, if you're using the Napster, it has this also autocomplete function on it. So you can just hold just simply on one mouse and it'll do one voxel at a time. Cool. That's great. However, for doing these, I always found it better to do the 3x3 because you can cover a lot more ground and you can be very precise in what you're doing. Just like that. There you go. And then we'll do the 2x2 and we will remove what's left in there. And now if you go back to do the 3x3 again, you can do like this. And then click out the middle. So it's right click to put it down. Left click to remove the middle. And if you hold the Alt key down, then you can move your mouse wheel around without changing your vision. So if that helps, and if you need to get even closer to it, you can hit G and then hold the Alt key if you have trouble, yeah, like me sometimes, being able to see all that. There we go, 4 bowls. In addition, let's go ahead and make some crocks. We are actually right now, let's just start with the cooking pot. Where are you, cooking pot? We're all cooking pot. There it is. And do we want to? I don't think we need to make 4 right now. Let's just do 1. This is how I do it early game. If you watch me for a while, you've seen me do it where I will have multiple stacks of clay in different ones, and I can set one for autocomplete, one for the 3x3, one for the 2x2, one for the 1x1, and have them all set up in a row like that. And then that way I can just scroll wheel between the selection. When you make a form selection, it's binding it to that particular tool so you can have it for multiples set up. I'll demonstrate that later on. All right, let's get that out of there. Let's pick that up. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to set ourselves up an area right over here for doing our clay forming. So we're going to put you over there. And we can put 4 at a time in one of these. What else do we need to make? We're a ways away from getting into the copper ages yet. Let's go ahead and make a crock though. I think that would be, something good to do. There we go. And since I don't, I don't want to cook this unless I've got exactly 4 things in there. So let's go ahead. We're a little ways away from being able to do anything with a crucible, but while we've got the time, let's go ahead and get that formed up. Now we can't really put anything big in there. If you want to do like a plate mold, it would have to go in all by itself into there. So I'm thinking we'll just go ahead and make 1 more crock. There we go. And I think probably this is going to be the most important one to do first. So remember all that grass that we've been collecting? Where did I put you at? There you are. Let's take you out. Now this is going to take a lot of sticks. Probably. Yeah, didn't leave us very many, did it? We'll have to make sure we have a way of getting more sticks tomorrow. Now let's light them up. These things are flammable, so if you have anything within this range right here of them, 2 blocks away, they can catch on fire. Luckily, I believe that they won't be able to catch fire through the walls here, so we should be okay for that. So let's go ahead and sleep through this night. I see that we have high rift activity, so I wanted to get a look around just to see if there's any rifts about. And we're going to check down in the pits. See if there's any animals. Don't see any yet. Cool. Let's go see if we were able to catch anything in our trap over here first. Nothing yet. Okay. We'll give it a little more time. Not ready to give up on it yet. So any berry bushes that are in flowering stage or almost ripe, I'm going to leave them. The ones that say, you know, going to be ripe in more than 6 days, I'm going to take them. That one says 5 days, so I'm going to leave it behind. Any others around here? 3 days, going to leave it. Oh, another cave. Another adventure awaits us. Be a lot of adventure in this one. Let's get... Do I have my... I don't have... I was going to say, let's get some firewood while we're at it. We're going to need to get some more sticks. So I'm going to start bringing in as many berry bushes as I can that I find out and about while I'm out exploring. And we're going to start bringing those back to be closer. Same thing with trees. If we find any fruit trees while we're out and about, we're going to bring them back, get them closer to us. The idea is, you know, when we go to look for food, we don't have to go really, really far to try to find it. I did go through my map while I was exploring, and you'll see where I've marked different vegetables. There's spelt, there's some mushrooms, there's some flax. I did find bees out here while I was out running around also. Fire clay. So as I find stuff, I just mark it on the map so that way I can go back and collect it at a later date. If you're enjoying our journey through Vintage Story, why not join our Discord community? It's the perfect place to share your own building tips, discuss survival strategies, or just chat about the game with like-minded players. In our Discord, you'll find dedicated channels for Vintage Story discussions, links to the world download and mod packs for this series, a friendly community of relaxed gamers, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, opportunities to influence future video topics. Join the Shino Gaming Discord today by clicking the link in the description below. Let's build this community together, one block at a time. I don't think anybody would ever say that starting off in Vintage Story is easy. It is probably one of the toughest games to begin in because you are fighting so many of the natural hazards of the world. Climate, weather, hunger, threats, landslides, a lot of the stuff that you just don't experience in other games. So it's important to remember two very key things. One, every resource is important, whether you're talking about grass or stones or cattails, they're all important. So make sure that you understand where to get these resources from and understand when you need to get them and why. Second thing, remember your hierarchy of needs. Within the hierarchy, people can't evolve to the next level if the other levels behind it have not been met yet. So safety and security always comes before comfort. We're going to gather up a little more firewood while we're out here. And I'm also looking for the brushes. So like there's another cranberry bush right there. This is typically what I like to do is I like to kind of keep my shopping list down in these early days to just like 2 things. Go out and look for 2 specific things. In this instance, you know, I do need sticks. So as I cut down these trees, if I find any sticks or I get any sticks, that's just a bonus. But then the other thing that I'm looking for is also these berry bushes and additional food, right? So I'm going to go ahead and, since these are harvestable, I'm going to go ahead and harvest them, which is going to give me the food off of them and give me the berries. While I'm at it, I'm going to kind of keep my eyes open, make sure there's nothing dangerous around. I did hear some chickens, but I haven't seen them. So that's cool. Here's a cranberry bush, says will flower in 1 day. So we're going to leave that one as it is. And we are not in a position just yet. I mean, we could, but we just don't have the inventory available for going through these dungeons and collecting this stuff right now. So we're, oh, there's a chicken. There's a rooster. All I saw was just a rooster though, but that's okay. We're going to set up what I call timid animal trap also here, probably pretty quick. And all that is just animals that are skittish from you, that'll run from you when you come after them. I dig a pit just like what I've got here for the rabbit trap. I build a pit, but I usually will put like a long run tunnel in it so that there's only one side they can go in. And I chase them into that and then chase them down to the end of it. And they go into a 2 deep pit there. All right, folks. Hey, I think that's going to do it for episode 3 of Modded to the Magical Max. Haven't gotten into a whole lot of the magic stuff yet. Starting to try to play with some of the mods, but we're still probably 2 more episodes into the kind of the beginning of trying to get all of our framework together. Remember, we're still in the Stone Age. We're going to be in the Stone Age, and that's one thing I'm going to be doing different in this series than I've done in previous series. Previous series, I would rush to try to get, you know, to iron as quickly as possible. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to go through the experience and the exercise of how to survive in a Stone Age vintage story playthrough. And then once we get to a certain point, then we'll say, hey, let's go into the next level, right? So I think that's going to be a little more interesting of a playthrough and should give us an opportunity to fully experience all the mods and everything they have to offer, right? All right, folks. Hey, that's going to do it for this video. Next episode, we're going to start moving into some more farming. And so we're going to be doing some exploring of surface ruins. So we're going to go out running around to gather up some of the stuff I've marked on the map. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.